If y'all would give me a moment to be serious, just a moment, I'd like to be serious and bring up the fact that Rob Zombie put extra time and effort into making sure that there were more titties in this movie than there were in the entire original franchise. And just for that, we're going to give it bonus points. Titties.
It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Rob Zombie's Halloween movie review.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and guess what? We're almost done with the Halloween series. I got one more movie left, and then I can stop talking about Halloween for a while. Because we just watched a Rob Zombie's Halloween. A Rob Zombie's Halloween? Yeah, it's a Rob Zombie's Halloween. And before we talk about a Rob Zombie's Halloween, I want to talk about Rob Zombie himself. I never really was the biggest fan of his music, but I enjoyed it for the most part. I've never spent money on it. I've seen him live. I enjoy his music, but it's nothing I've ever actually went out and sought out, you know. But when it's on, I don't mind it, okay? It's my style. It's my kind of music. But then he started making movies, and House of a Thousand Corpses came out, and I was really excited for it because I figured I seen his episode of MTV Cribs, and he had every horror movie known to man, even the bad ones. So I figured this guy's going to know how to make a really, really, really good horror movie. And I saw the movie, and I was slightly disappointed. But we'll talk about that one of these days when I review it. But then Devil's Rejects came out, and I absolutely loved it. And it made me appreciate House of a Thousand Corpses that much more. And we'll go into all that more detail one of these days. So I'm a fan, so to speak, of Rob Zombie's films. So when I heard he was doing Halloween, I was extremely excited, especially after the trailer came out, because this is one of my favorite horror trailers, I guess you could say. And just the look of Michael Myers. And I worked at the theater when this movie came out, so obviously I went and saw it right away, and I enjoyed it. I really did. I saw this a couple times in the theater, as a matter of fact, and enjoyed it. I guess the white trashiness never really dawned on me until everybody else was talking about it, and I didn't really think much of it over the years, and I hadn't seen it in a while, so I watched it again tonight. And I guess as an adult, I guess I could rub you the wrong way. A lot of this dialogue at the beginning of this movie is completely atrocious. Absolutely god-awful horrific. I just, like, the stepdad or whoever this asshole is, like, who the fuck, I mean, I say the F word a lot, but just the snorkel, the splooginous snorkel, and all that shit, who the fuck talks like that, for real? But yeah, just, he went a little overboard on the whole white trashiness aspect. Now, if he would have just, you know, made it abundantly clear that, you know, Michael has a rough home life, his stepdad's a dick, we would have got the point, but he had to beat us over the fucking head with it. We get it! These people are fucking terrible people. They drove this child to become a murderer. Anyway. So yeah, the beginning of the movie, I feel like it could have been toned down just a little bit. Even like the bully in the bathroom scene, the shit that he says. It's like, I get it, kids talk like that, but like this is pushing it too. Okay? But then you get the small side. And now, the other funny thing is about Sherry Moon Zombie. She is just terrible. She's nice to look at, but she's a terrible actress. Terrible actress. But somehow, some way, in this movie, there's nuances to her performance that aren't completely garbage. Now, there's some line, like, there's a scene where Michael's getting ready to go trick-or-treating, and she doesn't know if she wants to let him go after the shit that happened at school. And he just goes, "Oh, Mom, please." And she goes, "Now, Michael, calm down." And it's like, It's like some of the dialogue doesn't go to the characters' emotions and how they're acting them out. I can't really explain it. I'm not an expert at these sort of things. I'm just, some asshole sitting here telling you how I feel about a movie that everybody else has talked about to death. Anyway, he goes trick-or-treating, he comes home, and he kills his whole family, which I enjoy the whole scene where he's killing his whole family. Up until he puts the mask on. Now don't get me wrong, this could have been cool, but because the mask looks cool with this lighting, it's just, I don't know, it just looks ridiculous. But still, overall, an effective scene, well directed. Rob Zombie, he knows what he's doing behind the camera. He just can't write dialogue. Somebody else needs to start writing all of his scripts. Like, can you imagine if this man were to get his hands on the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he had like somebody, like the person that wrote like Hell or High Water or those movies, like somebody that's not like a horror director to write like dialogue, or I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, Rob Zombie's Halloween. So one thing I can say about Sherry Moon Zombie is when she comes home and finds out what Michael does or did, she doesn't just stand there with her hands in her pockets. So, I gotta give it props for that. So then we get taken away and we go to the asylum at Smith's Grove. So anyway, we go over to Smith's Grove, and Michael's been in for 11 months. And I'll be honest, I want to bring this up. I don't necessarily like Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Loomis. Now, he was decent in the first one. He was decent. Something about it's not necessarily his performance. I just don't think he was right for this part. Maybe it's because Donald Pleasance was so amazing, and he's one of the only things I really like about the original Halloween franchise. But I think they missed the mark with Malcolm McDowell as Loomis. Other than that, I do enjoy the scenes between Loomis and Michael at Smith's Grove. And then you do get some genuine scenes where Sherry Moon shines when she's talking to Michael, and then the reaction once all the shit starts hitting the fan. But then you skip forward 15 years later, and then this is one reason I wish I had the theatrical version, because, the rape scene. Like, what the fuck? What is the purpose of this? Like, not to mention, it's unnecessarily long. It's an unnecessarily long scene that just did not do anything for the movie. It didn't help matters, and it just makes you think that Rob Zombie might be a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. But now, in the theatrical version, from what I remember, they're just walking down the hall, and he just snaps his chains and just starts killing everybody and escapes. And that's how that happens. But in this, they had to have an unnecessary rape scene. And the guy doing the raping, I met him in real life. He's a really nice guy. Absolute wonder to be around. Very genuine guy. Appreciates all of his fans. Can't remember his name, but hey, we're not all perfect.
Lou Temple.
Lou Temple, duh, I should have known that. He's on The Walking Dead. Nobody watches The Walking Dead anymore. But we're not here to talk about that. Let's talk about Joe Grizzly, because Michael escapes and he gets to the thing where there's the trucks and stuff. And Joe Grizzly.
What?
Joe Grizzly, he's a good Lord have mercy. He's a good-looking black man, and he got to go get rid of these tacos. Now, see, this scene bothers me. It's the best scene in the movie, don't get me wrong. It is the best scene in the movie, but it bothers me for one simple reason. I know Michael's this big mongoloid, badass, jacked up dude. But so is Joe motherfucking Grizzly, bitch. And, I mean, sure, Michael's a bitch. He caught him with his pants down, dude trying to take a shit, and you're gonna come in. And for one thing, why are you gonna try to steal somebody's clothes while they're taking a shit? Because he ain't had a chance to wipe. Then he pulls his shit back up, didn't wipe, And then Michael squeezes or shakes some more shit out of him. And then Michael proceeds to put the shitty overalls on. So then Michael walks around smelling like shit for the rest of this movie. Now, that's fucking scary. Now, see, nobody ever stops to think about shit like that. But Drewski McGillicuddy, I think about everything. But no, I think if it wasn't for the fact that he was sitting there taking a shit, Joe Grizzly might have smacked Michael around just a little bit more. As a matter of fact, I want a goddamn Joe Grizzly spinoff movie. Show me what the fuck Joe Grizzly was doing the 2 hours prior to him getting robbed in the bathroom. But anyway, I really like that scene. It's really good. I like it. Anyway, moving along. We get to the actual remake of Halloween and not the unnecessary pad time, because I'll be honest, when I first saw it, it didn't seem unnecessary, but watching it this time, it was just like, God damn it, this is taking too fucking long. But then once you get to the actual movie, it's pretty decent. Now, Laurie is kind of annoying, especially that bagel scene. That bothered me just as much as it bothered Dee Wallace. It's like, come on now. So anyway, then we get to like Laurie, Annie, and Linda, and it's the scene where they're walking home from school. The thing is, these girls are slightly annoying, and it's probably just their dialogue. Thanks a lot, Rob Zombie. Now, maybe they could have not had Rob Zombie dialogue, and they would have come off as better characters. But since it was Rob Zombie dialogue, this is what we get. And he does a good job, setting up these shots. Like, all of his shots are extremely well put together. The one thing I didn't like about this whole scene was the fact that they don't have Michael behind the hedges. I think they should have showed that scene, because of some of the stuff that he blatantly copied, I thought that would have been a neat scene to blatantly copy. But anyway, so we get into the thick of things, okay? We're just going to skip right on to the thick of things. There are some great moments throughout the second through third act of this movie. But even still, like the third act, it drags. But I don't want to rush to the third act. I do want to talk about how as bad as the dialogue and the character development, I guess, is, the scene where Annie is attacked and Laurie discovers Annie, that's just as powerful as it was the first time I saw it. It's something about that particular scene, like, it hits you, and it's like, where is this at all the time, Rob? Like, why can't you do this all throughout the movie? Like, this kind of emotion, get this kind of emotion out of your characters instead of just having to be fucking annoying with your terrible white trash dialogue. Because other than that, like, this is just like every other fucking movie in the goddamn franchise. There is a good movie in here somewhere. There's a great movie in here somewhere. But it's surrounded by white trash bullshit and Rob Zombie-isms. And it pisses me off. But yeah, just you get into the third act and the chase scene is cool. Like, I actually like even Tommy and Lindsay Wallace, like, their reactions with each other, and their just the chemistry with them and Laurie's pretty good. But aside from the other stuff, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. But I don't know. This third act drags on a little bit. If they were to cut like 15 minutes off of this, 15 minutes off of another part, you know what? If I could just get the originals to all of this stuff and sit down and compile it to my own fucking movie, I'm sure I could come up with something better than this fucking director's cut, because it pisses me off. And I don't want to review the director's cut ever again. I want to get my hands on the theatrical cut, so I'll give you my honest opinion of the movie. But I like a lot of it. A lot of it pisses me off. But it's better than some in the franchise. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But I guess if I had to put a letter on it, I'd give it a B-, because it tried its best. It tried its best. It just needed a little help from its friends that weren't white trash hillbillies. Anyway, hopefully this was good enough. I tried my best. Make sure you like the video if you did like it. If not, just let me know. I won't get upset. Just make sure you subscribe or tell your friends or something. I don't know. Now I gotta watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which I haven't necessarily seen since it came out on video. So I saw that in the theater too. And then the unrated director's cut came out. Anyway, I gotta go.